And a good Wednesday evening from the Varsity Aces. I'm Greg Tartaglia for NorthJersey.com. Welcome to Varsity Aces Live for this Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. We are just a few days away from the opening day of the high school baseball season. That's one of our topics that we will address tonight. We've actually got a two-part show. First, we're going to talk some opening day, and after that, we will bring in Darren Cooper to unveil our latest in our series of North Jersey legends. But first, we turn our attention to the Diamond. Our guests tonight are from DePaul. DePaul baseball coach John Zisa will join us, and senior shortstop Xavier Baker will be coming in. DePaul, well, nobody had a season last year. DePaul had a few guys mixed with some other schools to play in the Last Dance tournament last year, and they played in the regional round, and that's about it. But when we last saw DePaul on the field in 2019, they were kind of regrouping from a 2018 run to the Passaic County title and to the state North non-public B state title. They made the state final, fell to Gloucester Catholic. We bring in now Coach John Zisa and Xavier Baker. Fellas, I mean, how much are you looking forward to this season? It's probably an obvious answer, but the fact no baseball last year, how much hungrier does that make you to get things going on Monday? I'll start with the coach.
Words can't describe how excited we are about this season, Greg. Last year was definitely disappointing, not only for us, but for our seniors and all the players in North Jersey and New Jersey. We've been preparing for this time for a very long time. I think we said 682 days in between our game at St. Mary's and the time we took the field for our first scrimmage. Our kids are very passionate about baseball, and we knew they'd be looking forward to that scrimmage. We came out against West Milford, and you can tell they haven't played baseball in a while, and they were chomping at the bit to get back on that field.
And I guess a question I would ask Xavier is, you missed last season, but you're a senior now. So are there any mixed emotions? Because you're coming back, you're like, oh, thank goodness, I got my senior season back. But do you maybe have any mixed emotions for some of the seniors last year? Your teammates who were like, gee, they didn't get their final, season.
Yeah, talking to some of my former teammates, the last seniors, it's hard. It was a hard year last year, but I'm excited to get back on the field and get back to playing, doing what I love.
All right, so Xavier actually started for DePaul as a freshman. You were the starting third baseman on the Passaic County championship team. The team, Kyle Lessler was the ace pitcher that year, took you all the way to the state finals. Take us through the journey, if you can, Xavier, what it's been like going from, sort of being on the varsity, obviously, as a freshman to now, going through the pandemic and getting through and staying ready for baseball and being one of the leaders on the team now. What's the journey been like?
The past 4 years been great, starting as a freshman, starting out hot, winning the counties, winning the states, and it's been great, man. But the pandemic hit, and just trying to stay ready, doing what I can, doing the little things, trying to stay ready and just getting back to playing again, man. This is what I can do. It's all I can do.
And one of the notable things from your freshman year was not only that DePaul won the North non-public B sectional championship, that was the first one in school history. And I was there. We got the video, and you'll see the video right here. So, what can you tell, like maybe this year's younger kids about what that feeling's like, and how can you help maybe motivate them to want to reach that point again?
It's just, there's nothing like it. That's the best feeling in the world. When getting that ring, catching that last out, there's nothing like it. So just trying to explain that to the younger guys on the team, and just trying to make them understand, like, we can do anything. Like I said, that's the first one in school history. So we got to put some more numbers on the banner.
Now, DePaul's always a contender for the Passaic County title and, of course, in North non-public B. But you play in the Big North United division with a lot of non-public A teams, and it just so happens we're running our baseball top 10 countdown this week. We revealed number 3 today is Bergen Catholic. I have a feeling the next couple of teams might have some connections to the Big North United. So, Coach Zisa, what do you take out of those games? First of all, how are you preparing for those games? Because, again, you got teams Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco, and St. Joseph on your schedule. So you're going to face them twice. You're going to get great experience playing them. But what can you take out of them when those teams are so good? I mean, maybe there are days when you don't have enough pitching, or maybe when, their pitching is just too much or their hitting is just too much. What do you take away from those Big North United games? Because it's quite a gauntlet for DePaul.
It sure is, and listen, in year 9, so we approach it differently now than we did when I first started here. I really feel like we're in a position now, our plan has come into place, and we start to have depth at the pitching position, start to have depth at the defensive positions. We really feel like this year, with all due respect to Bergen Catholic, St. Joe's and Don Bosco, they are what we aspire to be, obviously, the levels that they play at. But we feel like it's our time to start competing with them. We still know it's an uphill battle. We're a small school. We get that. But I feel confident in the 36 players that I have in my program that we can go to war with those guys 6 times this year.
Now, the top 10 countdown, let's just remind you, is appearing on NorthJersey.com. We got number 2 coming out tomorrow and number 1 on Friday. If you didn't see anybody like your own team in the top 10, don't worry. The entire top 25 will be out on Sunday, and I can guarantee you DePaul will be in there. And so, how do you manage expectations? You're the coach. You got a terrific schedule, and you've got the Passaic County competition, which we'll get to that in a second. But how do you manage expectations maybe when you're in the top 10, or maybe when you're not in the top 10, or you're in the top 25 or not? How do you manage the expectations of your team?
With all due respect, Greg, honestly, we don't care what anybody thinks about us. We just go out and compete.
Good.
I respect everything you guys do. I'm a big fan of Darren's. I understand. And I'm a big fan of yours. But my guys don't need to see their rankings to be motivated. We know where we are right now. We know how prepared we are, and we just want to go out and compete. Getting a chance to compete against the best teams in the Northeast on a daily basis, for us, that's enough motivation. We don't need to see our names in a ranking. It's where we finish at the end of the year that's important to us.
And I tell everybody, picking preseason rankings, first of all, I can't stand it because I haven't actually seen anybody play that. But I always assure people, you know what? The rankings will bear out. They will reflect the results on the field. So, Xavier, what's it going to take this year to get those results that you want, to get back to a Passaic County final? Maybe challenge, Wayne Valley's always there. Passaic Valley's been there the past few years. What's it going to take this year?
Just taking one game at a time. Can't think in the future. You just got to take one pitch, one play at a time, and just got to take it as it comes. We're not going to try to do too much in the moment. We're just going to stay in the moment and do what we can.
The answer is so cliche, and yet it works so well. That's why the teams that focus on that are the teams that succeed the most, are they not?
That's our motto. Yeah. Our motto is attack the day, and that's all we can control. Our motto has always been attack the day, but the pandemic kind of taught us that we're going to control. And I tell our boys on a daily basis, appreciate it every day, because you don't know if it's going to be taken away from us at any point. So attack the day for us has never been more important. And Xavier hit on that. He knows that we come out every day, we compete, we practice, whether it's a scrimmage, a game, or a practice, we attack that day, that specific day. We're not worried about who we play on Wednesday or Friday. We're worried about who we play today.
And if you've ever seen the DePaul baseball Twitter, #ATD, that's what it stands for, attack the day. So you mentioned things changing in the pandemic, obviously. We haven't had any Passaic County tournaments in any of the first, season 1, season 2, or season 3 yet. What have you been hearing about? Maybe can we get a Passaic County baseball tournament? Can it be back this year in season 4, Coach?
Yes. Yeah. From everything county meeting set up, so I don't anticipate there being any issues with that. It'll be a smaller field from what I'm being told, but that's okay. These kids, listen, for us in Passaic County championships are everything to us. That's what these kids are wanting to do. And Passaic County Tech, we know how good they are. Wayne Valley, we know how good they are. West Milford is always good. This is something we aspire to. So if we can get back to competing for a county championship and just having that opportunity, and the county allows us, we'll be more than grateful.
Xavier, you were telling me before, 7 seniors on this DePaul team. Who are the key players? Who are the key seniors that we're going to have to look for? And do any of you have plans for maybe beyond high school?
Yeah, some seniors: RJ Murner, Evan Thomas, Joey Amadeo, Owen Corbett, a bunch of guys. So we got the team to do it. This is the year to do it. We got the team, got the guys. And
it's for your own personal plans. I understand that you want to keep playing after high school. So what's, we already attacked today. Just, give us a little glimpse maybe of the future of where your baseball career might take you for college.
I'm attending Wagner College next fall. Play baseball up there, try to get to the next level up there. So just try to do my thing up there.
All right, so there you go. Xavier Baker headed to Staten Island next year. From green to green, he will be a Spartan this year and then a Seahawk next year. So as we wind down our baseball portion of the program here. We're speaking with our guest from DePaul, Coach John Zisa, and senior shortstop Xavier Baker. I did mention the Twitter before. It's at DP Baseball 13. Coach, where did the number 13 come from?
I was first year. I was head coach.
Okay, see, now that makes sense. I have my own reasons for liking the number and my own reasons for occasionally wearing the number. It was actually the one that Derek Jeter wore when he was in high school and in the minors. Xavier, numbers are kind of my thing. So I remember, and because I saved the scorebook too, you were the starting third baseman on the team in 2018 that won the county and the section. You wore number 31. Is that still your number this year?
No, I've changed to number 1 this year. 31 is kind of like the number coach. Number 1's always been my number, you know. The 31, they gave it to me. They just threw me a jersey, gave it to me my freshman year. So that's what I want.
And that happens with freshmen, obviously.
Yeah, freshman duties. Yeah, but number 1's been my number my whole life, and I wanted to get back to being me. So number 1's the way I wanted to go. Well,
it's interesting. I grew up watching the Yankees, and I remember Mike Pagliarulo was the third baseman. He wore number 13. He had a similar sounding last name to me, and that was kind of why I gravitated toward a player like that. Who are the players you watched growing up? Who maybe inspired you to want to get into baseball?
Right now, there's a lot of Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, that was the guy back then. But I watch a lot of Francisco Lindor, Tim Anderson. Those are the guys I watch right now. So those guys inspired to be, and that's what I'm looking at right now.
Well, then I guess I picked the right jersey for tonight because it's not only number 13, but the KC stands for Kalamazoo Central, which is where Derek Jeter went after he moved to Michigan from living right here in North Jersey, by the way, Pequannock, West Milford, all that. Yeah, Derek Jeter's big in the area, but you know what? DePaul baseball has been big in the area the last few years, so we would like to thank Coach John Zisa and shortstop Xavier Baker for joining us. One last question. I'll start with the coach. We'll end with Xavier. What are you expecting for opening day? First of all, tell us who you play. Second of all, what are you expecting when you finally step out on that field?
We open up against Eastside, a very good Eastside team. They're always well coached. And I'll be honest with you, it's we took the field for the scrimmage, and I'm not too much of a man to admit to you, Greg, that I got a little emotional. This school is my passion. These kids are my passion. I treat them like they're my own children, and to be able to be around them again and get back to competing for playing meaningful baseball. After I collect my composure, I'll tell you what, it's just going to be adrenaline and just be happy to be out there and, see our guys compete.
All right, Xavier, what are you expecting? What are you looking forward to when let's say the weather holds out? The forecast does look good. So when they yell play ball on Monday, what are you expecting? Where's your mind going to be?
Man, just happy to be back on the field, doing the thing I love, man. That's where my mind's going to be, just playing some ball and playing with my brothers on the side of me and just getting ready to play.
All right, well, the Spartans will definitely be a team to watch this year. So look out for the top 25 next week and see where DePaul falls. And thank you very much for seeing us tonight, Coach John Zisa and shortstop Xavier Baker. You had a scrimmage today, right? I think it was at Midland Park.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got a lot of connections there. You got to get a scouting report real quick before you go. Just run down.
Yeah, very well sound. Frank Clark is a great coach.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you both for being here tonight. That'll wrap up the baseball portion of our show. We will see DePaul, and we'll see all of our North Jersey teams, hopefully, as we get out to the Diamonds. Again, our top 10 countdown is reaching its end. Tomorrow, number 2, and Friday is number 1. So keep an eye on NorthJersey.com and, of course, on the record for the rest of the countdown. But now we're going to switch gears a little bit and bring in my colleague, Darren Cooper. Darren is coming in to unveil the latest in the North Jersey Legends series. I believe this is video number 2 or 3, Coop. Which one?
3, my friend. 3.
Okay, so what's the number 3? And number 3 is?
Boy, Greg, when we first started, I gotta do some suspense, even though it's been announced a lot. Greg, when we conceived this theory, this idea for this series, I think even you would have to say, like, one of the first names that came to mind was Anne Donovan, right? I mean, it's just a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. She was a superstar in her time in the late 70s. She was a superstar in college. Fantastic, Olympic career, Olympic coach, WNBA coach, and she was still accessible. The people in our area still talk about her. Of course, you're going to hear from Jeff Jasper in the video in just a few minutes. You spent so much time in Ridgewood. That's where Anne Donovan was from. Like, you couldn't miss Anne Donovan, right, Greg?
You know what? You couldn't when she was here. I can tell you, though, she was very missed at that. I was at the Paramus Catholic Sports Gala a couple years ago. It was actually, I want to say it was the last one that Dr. Rose Battaglia was at because she recently passed away too. But she was there. They announced they were dedicating the gym in her honor. The court was going to be called Anne Donovan Court. And, Anne's sisters were there. And you could tell, she did so much for the game. And there's so much love for her. But she really was missed that night. So you know what? Hopefully we can bring back a little bit of her here with the video.
Wow, what a great idea. What a great segue. So, the world premiere, North Jersey Legends, Episode 3, Volume 1, Anne Donovan. How tall? 6'8". Anne Donovan was all that and more. Her height and ability allowed her to change the way basketball was played in North Jersey and the world. Born in Ridgewood, Donovan linked up with famed coach Dr. Rose Battaglia at Paramus Catholic to create one of the sport's greatest dynasties, winning 4 Bergen County titles and 2 state crowns. She left the school with 2,582 points, then the most of any female in North Jersey.
What always stands out about Anne is the kindness that she showed to all of us. So, as a pioneer of this game, someone who was a incredible high school player, Olympian, professional player, college coach, professional coach. She never forgot a person, made everybody feel so wonderful for her. I'd run into her walking the beach at Long Beach Island, and that you see her coming, she'd see you coming, she would stop, chat with me, and so graceful, so much dignity, incredible human being.
After a ferocious recruiting battle, Donovan went to Old Dominion, where she took her team to the AIAW National Championship as a freshman in 1980 and was named an All-American. Donovan was on the 1980 Olympic team that missed the games because of the U.S. boycott, but returned to win gold in 1984 and 88. Donovan was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 1996 and continued to be involved in her sport. She guided the Seattle Storm to the WNBA title in 2004 and was the coach of the 2008 United States Olympic team that won a gold medal. Donovan died in 2018 at age 56. Paramus Catholic now plays on Anne Donovan Court. Donovan's impact on the game extends far beyond our borders. She was a giant. She's a true North Jersey legend.
There you have it. So, yes, thank you, Darren. First of all, great job with the narration. We have to thank our video guys, especially that fade there at the end. Fantastic. Mike Pedagano and Paul Wood, all the guys in the video. That was something, I got to tell you.
Isn't it cool that Jasper,
oh, yeah.
Still here, and still here can still talk about her so eloquently, It's just amazing. We're lucky to have him. So
absolutely, and you don't have the sign tonight, but we always say hi, Jasper, because we know he's watching. So
don't want to give too much. Don't want to give too much away. But episode 4, we might be looking at a football player. But information about that will be on the way.
And you know what? So many to choose from: Bergen County, Passaic County. So we await that one. But listen, the last thing I guess I would say about Anne Donovan is, her obituary appeared a couple years ago. When she passed away in 2018 and listed her as the all-time leading scorer in Bergen County girls basketball history. It's odd to think that she's not that anymore. And obviously we saw Michelle Seedor and what a wonderful player she was. And certainly, that kind of makes her accomplishment all the greater. But always remember this: she may not be number 1 in Bergen County overall. She, to my knowledge and to this date, the only girl in Bergen County history to score 1,000 points in a season, not her career, a single season. So that, I'm certain, is something that a distinction she'll have pretty much forever.
That's why you're the stat man, my friend.
And Darren, great job with the North Jersey Legends video. We look forward to the next one. Thanks for joining us here on Varsity Aces Live tonight.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you also to everyone who watched, and especially, of course, once again, to the DePaul baseball coach, John Zisa, senior shortstop, Xavier Baker. Keep an eye out for them on the fields of North Jersey, which will be coming up. The season opener on Monday. Baseball gets underway. Softball will get underway that day, too. And we know Darren will be out there looking for some scoops in the dirt and some scoops at the ice cream shops around the area. I'll be out on the baseball beat again with Greg Matura this year. So lots of coverage coming up for you on NorthJersey.com and, of course, in the Record. Join us again next Wednesday for our next edition of Varsity Aces Live. We thank you for being with us tonight, and you have a good night from the Varsity Aces and NorthJersey.com.